Clarity is about eliminating doubts and mystery about what we should be doing and need to do next. And in the context of personal finance, financial clarity is definitely a desire many of us have. So today, I want to help you find fulfillment through gaining financial clarity in 7 unexpected ways. Now, if you've ever wondered about how to better manage your finances or make more sound financial decisions or gain clarity and build confidence, then you will definitely benefit from analyzing your relationship with money. I'm going to be pretty straightforward here by saying that most people operate with a scarcity mindset and not an abundance mindset. A scarcity mindset is the thought and true belief that there would never be enough. This leads to fear, stress, anxiety, and a number of other emotions. It's cyclical because it's fear of the unknown that forces us to think this way. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I shared a conversation with you here on this channel titled A Minimalist Guide to a Better Life Without Decluttering. And in that video, I speak directly to and in depth about scarcity versus abundance thinking and how fear at its core is just false evidence appearing real. So consider checking out that video after this one if you haven't seen it. However, today, in the context of personal finance, I like to touch on this belief a tad bit more. Because when we operate with a scarcity mindset, we think our earning potential is limited. We think our saving potential is limited. We allow ourselves to have negative financial thoughts that hold us back. And all of this severely impacts our relationship with money. It closes us down to what's possible. It distances us from opportunities, and it's a limiting belief that prevents clarity. And the only way around this is through analyzing our relationship with money and making a conscious decision to shift away from scarcity and towards abundance. Now, this isn't necessarily going to be easy, but a great place to start is with gratitude and optimism. Also, I assure you that you won't have to walk this path alone. So comment below, ask questions, and let's talk about it. Number 2 is understanding that money is a tool. Money is not inherently good or evil. In fact, it doesn't do anything until you use it and do something with it, which is why just a few minutes ago, I was stressing the importance of analyzing your relationship with money. Because in addition to your mindsets, your actions and how you use money are important too. See, we tend to lose clarity because we see money as just a major stress in our lives and nothing more. So we limit our use of money to earning it and protecting it. That's it, which ironically falls closely in line with scarcity thinking. Let me earn what I can and then protect every penny of it because there might not be enough for me later. But when we can shift our thinking and start to see money as a tool, a useful tool, it can change our mentality and increase our motivation to use it in other fulfilling ways, such as spending and enjoying it wisely, investing to build wealth, and being outrageously giving. Number 3 is to be open to what you don't know. We don't learn much about personal finance to begin with. Our schools have yet to make this a requirement in our curriculum, and depending on how you grew up, you may have only experienced a single perspective behind how money works, good or bad, from watching your parents. And because of this, personal finance is one of those topics that we don't like to look or sound uneducated about. So we either pretend we know everything or we try to avoid the topic altogether, which also tends to lead to us avoiding our responsibility of managing our finances. But when we open ourselves up to learning, regardless if you're currently in school now or graduated years ago, we're putting ourselves in a position to thrive. I like to call this being a student of life. And it's particularly important to gaining financial clarity because when you're open to learning what you don't know, you can then apply what you otherwise may not have. And over time, these baby steps of learning and applying will eventually compound into significant growth and changing your life financially. Number 4 is to sever ties with embarrassment. My wife and I have had quite a few financial conversations with different people that we love and adore in our lives. We've shared our debt payoff story and money management tricks that we found success with. And although personal finance is not always an easy topic to discuss, I'd still say that these conversations were healthy and encouraging. Now, something we both learned from these experiences and conversations is that financial embarrassment is real. And if you feel this way about your financial situation, then I want to help you override that emotion by downloading something called financial confidence. See, if you want to gain financial clarity, you can't remain tied to feelings of embarrassment or insecurity when it comes to money. Emotions like these have an act for suppressing your potential and silencing your inner cheerleader, regardless of what you're striving to achieve. And I'm here to remind you that you cannot let that happen. Deep down, you know that getting out of debt is possible. Maybe you've witnessed a few people do it. Deep down, you know that changing your family's tree financially is possible. You know that gaining financial clarity is possible. But you also know that continuing to be too embarrassed to face your finances and talk about money will forever stop you from taking the first step. So sever ties with embarrassment. Cut them off like an old relationship, because this relationship with financial embarrassment It's not meant to be long term. Number 5 is developing a self-care money mentality. To find more clarity around your money, build it into your daily self-care routine. See, every day we brush our teeth, shower, eat food, stretch, and some of us might even journal or meditate. These are things we do throughout the day that make up our daily self-care routines. But it's time that we look at our financial health as equally important as our physical and mental health. For the sake of conversation, take a look at how much time you dedicate per week to exercising or journaling, or any other activities that support your physical or mental health. Now, in comparison, take a look at how much time you're dedicating per week to working on your personal finances. Maybe that's budgeting and tracking your finances or writing down your debt payoff plan. Could you be doing more? See, spending 10 or 15 minutes at a minimum per day, setting goals, reviewing your spending, and making adjustments will compound over time, generating a massive return on your efforts in terms of helping you find financial clarity and build financial confidence. Number 6 is to do nothing. I know this sounds odd in comparison to most financial advice, but this video is about unexpected ways to gain financial clarity, so let's talk about it. See, when seeking clarity, not just financially, but in life in general, our first reaction is to understand, which makes sense because having a lack of clarity usually lends itself to not fully understanding a situation or reasoning. Now, by suggesting that you do nothing in order to gain financial clarity, I'm not encouraging you to be lazy and unattentive to your finances. That would be bad advice. What I am saying, however, is don't attempt to change any of your current financial behaviors right now. Don't rationalize a major shift in your money habits tomorrow. All I'm asking you to do is to watch and observe. A very common urge that I've noticed within myself and within others that I've had conversations with is this urge to attain clarity and change overnight, generally speaking. And this urge actually prevents us from slowing down and observing our behaviors and patterns. So, in the context of personal finance, my suggestion to do nothing is for the sole purpose of watching and observing your behaviors. Because then and only then will you gain the understanding you need to help you course correct and start heading towards clarity. And lastly, number 7 is setting exciting, smarter goals. You've probably heard of SMART goals already. As a quick refresher, SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. I've talked about this format of goal setting in this video here, 8 practical ways to improve your finances that I'll link to below. But there's one more piece to this equation that I've yet to talk about until today. And that piece is excitement. Researchers say that we stand a better chance of reaching our goals if we are internally motivated to do so. External motivations might work for a while, but if we're not getting something intrinsic from the goal, we'll lose interest. I can't express enough how true this is and how often I've noticed this decline in interest in my own life. So my encouragement to you as you set financial goals for yourself and seek to gain financial clarity is to do what excites you. If you don't find your goals personally compelling, then you won't find the motivation you need to push through when things get tough and tedious. I hope you found this conversation valuable. And if I mentioned something that you believe is going to help you find financial clarity in your life, then comment below so we can talk about it. Keep growing, keep learning, and always stay true to you. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.